Hi, I want to start by making the point that I always use a vacuum and a dust mask if I'm not using a vacuum when cutting shell, and you should always also. The only reason that it's not on the video is because of the noise and it would cover up the narration. But be sure when you're cutting shell to always wear a proper respirator for it. Okay, then we'll start with the table since it's the easiest to explain. It's nothing more than some 3/4 inch or 1/2 inch plywood. This is that cabinet liner plywood they call. And it's just a table, and on the bottom I have a slide. And if you look closely at the slide, I put a pin in this end, 1/8 inch pin, and an 1/8 inch pin here. That rides on the table, which is 3/4 inch melamine, and I put the slot here with a little T slot right here that the pins locate in. And that's just to keep the table from falling out off. When it's extended, it won't fall off, and when it's extended all the way through, it won't fall off, rock off, when you have some weight to it. This table, if you have the bigger slabs of Ablam, you can obviously put them on there and rip longer strips. The guide that cuts the angle, when I made my rosette, I did a sample of my rosette channel on just a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, and I just cut it right at a 90-degree section of it out. That's where that came from. Easy enough to make. Okay, the stop, it's nothing more than 1/4 inch MDF. The pin is made from just 1/4 inch lumen rod. Fairly simple. The cutting sled, as you can see, is just some 1/4 inch MDF, the width, then the set screw, and it's mounted on top of the 1/2 inch cabinet liner plywood. I like the stuff because of the plastic makes it slide real easy. And there's a front view of it. And you can, this hole is tapped for the 1/4 inch screw, which screws down for your locking device. Now, for storage purposes, what I did is I drilled a hole in the side here. With the pin mounts extra pin, so I could just simply keep it there. And I have a tapped here hole, a hole that's tapped behind here for this thread, 1/4 20 thread, so I secure that, and everything is kept into one location. The key to this curved jig is the fact that this stop, the pivot point, adjusts to and fro, and it's just a 1/4 inch pin in the pivot point. This locks the center rail down, which is nothing more than a guide rail, and this rail here is the stop for forward, and this hole was drilled through, and the 2 nuts are there, and it just is set to your stop position forward. And then when you go back, this 3rd rod is the stop for going back. It stops against there when you pull this back. There it is. Now this all threaded rod is, this hole going in the back piece here is threaded. So to adjust this in and out, I just thread it back or forth, and then there's another nut, I don't know if you can see it behind here, just locks it in. It's a jam nut to lock it in once you get your position, your stop set. The other stop is threaded into here, and it's got a jam nut there to keep it tight. Like I said, this is just a through hole that allows it to slide. That's a through hole. That's also threaded into there with a jam nut. That's my push pull. Helps as a guide. Once you're set, this just is threaded and tightens down on the center rod to keep it from moving any on you. The guide rail, this is 2 layers of 3/4 MDF melamine, and it's just got a T-channel routed out, and this is the matching piece that sits in there, and it's the slide in the groove. You could take off the whole bottom layer, mount it to one base plate, and lower the whole jig if you wanted to. But when I first built this, I was just going on the fly to build it, and I just mounted it down to my base here on the bandsaw. Oh, and also when you have your fence here, this is attached to here. That is to support the shell on this side of the blade when it's being cut, so it doesn't crack. That's why you need at least that support to cut there. And this is all held down by these 2 screws. Supports this down, and the table is supported underneath by these screws here, and there's 2 more in the other corner. Oh, you can't see that, but there's. Yeah, the table's mounted down by these screws, and there's 2 more in the front. And that's pretty much it. So I hope that gives you more of an idea of how it actually is put together. Okay, then that's it pretty much in a nutshell. I hope that makes it a little bit more clear to you how it's put together if you're thinking about building one for yourself. I hope you enjoyed the video and the information, and I'll see you later. Take care and be safe.